My name is Gabriel O'Connor. I'm an amateur filmmaker living in Kansas City. So naturally, when my family planned to get together in Washington, D.C. for Christmas, I was going to turn it into a documentary. The theme? Giving. What is giving? What does it mean to us personally? And how are we supposed to give to others? These were the kinds of questions I was going to ask my family. As the plane landed in D.C. and we met up with my brother and sister, I started brainstorming about a different way to approach the topic. So I thought, instead of asking them the obvious questions first, why not put them in my shoes? How would you make a movie about giving?
In order for you to give out food, it's like you prepare the soil when you're a farmer, So I would see, when I make a movie about giving, I would say, okay, the first scene would be a field, an empty field. And the farmer is ready to plow, to give to the field nutrients and soil. And, it's like the stages, different stages for giving, to be prepared to give. But you have to receive. So it's all, it's a very interactive, interchanging thing, a give and take, and I think that's really important.
To see people just like giving, like just in action, so like just real people doing just good things for other people and not knowing that they're being filmed.
I think I really like the idea of how little things affect people in ways you never see. So if, let's say, you were to focus on a simple act of kindness or of appreciation or gratitude, and then leave it at that, but then you follow the person who is the recipient and then see maybe how that act of kindness affects them later on in that day. Like a simple smile or a simple act of just concern really moved the person who was like on the verge of despair.
One of the first things that jumps to mind is people who are hungry. So many people are in impoverished areas in the world, and they don't have enough to eat, or they don't have enough. They don't have pure, clean water to drink. I would put an element of that in the movie.
It's very easy for people to make all sorts of assumptions about the homeless and about people who have less money. Either, they're just begging because they're lazy, or maybe they are more rich than we're led on to believe. But Nami always tries to find some little change, some little money to give to them.
Yeah, we don't skip any.
People make assumptions
and there's
all they want, but you just give from your
heart.
And
we chat with them if they like as well. Like they can get awfully chatty sometimes. So we just stay and chat with them even if they really want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I guess baking, so just like when I'm at work or if I bake on my own, just trying to, I guess in my, in a sense, sometimes I try and think, I'm putting my heart into it, but I just try and make, whatever I make it the best possible so that when people eat it, they think this is the best, scone ever, this is the best cake ever, this is the best cookie ever. Because in my mind that, is really satisfying, like when people come and they like your food and they like what you make and they enjoy it.
I definitely like making time for people, especially like one-on-one, because that's how I connect best with people. So I like making time for people where at least I hope they feel that they're being specifically cared for and thought of.
My whole day, I would say my whole week is filled with giving music to others. And I really feel this is the mission of my life, personally speaking. Because I usually sense what people want to hear. From Edelweiss to Du liegst mir im Herzen, those are the most popular ones. But giving, I play at the Heidelberg restaurant, and they always give to me so much. Because I never ask for money, for monetary gain. But they give it to me in food. So we have loaves and loaves of bread in my house.
No, I think most people just family. Family is always there as a kind of an unconditional giving, giving advice, giving material, food, shelter, clothing, all those things come to you at an early age when you're unable to get it yourself. And now that Naomi is my family, she's the person giving me the most joy and teaching me many things as well. So things that I need to learn or grow up about and be more mature about also, be more responsible about. So anyway, very grateful for all those things.
Many times we're not aware of what we have to offer, so being able to then become aware of it, and then also being aware of what's stopping us from sharing whatever it is we have to offer. Any fear, conceptions of ourselves, or what's accepted or not accepted. So there's a lot of things that prevent us from really being able to freely give. You know, even if we really want to, we limit ourselves a lot.
After having the interviews, I left with mixed thoughts about giving. How could there be so many different ideas of what giving actually is? It's a universal concept, but somehow it's different for each and every person. As I watched the last-minute gift giving at the airport, I realized that it wasn't the actions themselves that represented giving. In a way, it's like the saying, it's the thought that counts. Because really, no matter how you give, you're giving love. Whether it's through sharing your music, baking, spending time with someone, giving food or money to those that need it, or just being vulnerable enough to let someone in your life. It's about opening up. It's about living your life but sharing it with others. It's about finding your passion and instilling that passion in those around you. It's about living for the sake of others, but first you have to live. You have to find your heart before you can give it to others. And once you find it, express yourself and show the world just how much you can give. Because you don't just give with your hands.